Welcome back, everyone, to Domception. We're hosted today by your favorite Femdom duo, Meela and Lola.
We're so happy you're here with us, so sit back, relax, and allow us to take the lead.
Hell yeah! So, what's been going on with you lately?
Just trying to survive, as they say, through this crazy world.
True mood. I feel like we're all like, honestly, like everybody that I know that I talk to, I feel like we're all just like clinging on by a thread.
Honestly, because it's still crazy that we're still going through this for a year, but like, are we surprised? No.
Right, exactly. Like any non-US listeners, like I'm sure that some people kind of know that don't live in the US what's going on with the climate of the US right now, and it's just like, are we surprised? Not really. Are we disappointed? 100,000%.
Exactly. You're not wrong on that.
Also, um, so we've been getting some comments that me and Lola sound alike. So you guys are in for some luck, for some good times, because I'm coming in with my yeehaw accent, and it's totally fine because I am from the country, you guys, and I actually kind of, I think we've talked about this on the other episode before, but I kind of do have like a little bit of a country accent, but like I don't really use it on the podcast because I'm so used to talking in a professional voice when I do things that aren't yelling at my mom. No, I'm kidding. My mom loves me, and I love my mom. So everybody get ready.
And here I come in with my suburban, like, I guess you'd say, like, preppy type snobby girl accent because I did grow in the suburbs.
We're like the princess in what's that movie? I'm the broke hillbilly one. It's a Barbie
What?
movie. Princess and the Pauper. I'm the pauper.
I don't hear it that we sound alike, to be honest.
Oh, I
Like
don't either. I don't either.
I mean, like I can't help if I sound like a white girl, because of the area I lived in.
I also, I did just wake up. So right now, currently, when we are filming this, it is 3 p.m. Eastern time, and I kind of did just wake up. I woke up about an hour ago, so I might sound a little bit rough right now. So maybe they can distinguish it now, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
and we're total opposites too, because I woke up at 7 in the morning
Whew.
today.
I was still awake. I was still awake when Lola woke up. You got up at 7, and I was still up until like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. It was ridiculous.
I don't know how you do it. I cannot sleep in that late. Like I always tell him, like, I don't want to miss out on my day, even if I'm not doing anything. I'm just like, I can't miss out on the day.
Everybody who's listening, let us know what your ideal sleep schedule is, because I think my ideal sleep schedule is to be in bed by 2:30 and be up by like 10:30, 11.
Yeah, that's pretty doable. I feel like, especially for you, because then of course you can still take a nap in like the middle of the day.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like once you are up so late, you can't take a nap anymore. It's like you're gonna ruin your schedule, which is what happened to me because I was on like a 3 in the morning. I was like going to bed at 3 and then getting up at like noon. But then I took a nap one day at like 10 p.m.
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you take a bed. Take a bed. Wow, take a nap like pretty late at night, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be awake through the entire night.
Yes, definitely. It's horrible. And now I'm like stuck on the schedule and I wake up and it's dark and I go to bed when it's light.
Hey, everybody, leave some tips for Mila on helping her get on a good sleep schedule.
Yes, please. I need them. But today's topic, we decided to keep today's topic a little lighthearted and fun. At least I think that we're going to have fun with this episode. We're going to talk about dating profile etiquette. Dun
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 dun.
dun.
We both got it. So I've been on dating profiles for probably almost 5 years now. I'm going to be 25 next month, so send me all of your money.
and I've only joined dating apps in the pandemic because I'm not the relationship type person, so
Yeah, Lola is the cool type.
uh,
So, she's definitely not the dating type.
oh
Like,
god, no. Mm-mm.
like I wish I had that level of coolness. I'm like a big crybaby.
I'm just like, because it's just not everyone is who they appear to be, as like, obviously, because everyone gets
Hmm.
catfish, or they're just there to fuck. Like, I don't want to have sex.
Yep,
Okay.
definitely. Definitely. I 100% agree. I would say about like almost 80% would be like just DTF. If you guys remember what DTF means, or are we old?
Fist pump.
Fist pump. The cab's here. So I'm glad that Lola was able to get on dating apps because we will be able to really talk crap about this topic. So
Yeah, I've tried it like probably like 5 times, and after that, just gave up because I'm just like, ugh, I just can't handle like the dry conversations.
definitely. Oh crap, I just coughed in the middle of the podcast. We'll keep it in, it's fine. So, one thing we can all agree, I feel like we can all agree, no matter what you say, I don't really care. We can all agree that people are going to make your first impression off of visual, off of the what they see first. So, having a visually pleasing profile. I just woke up, you guys. Be nice to me. Having a visually pleasing profile is going to be one of the probably the main factors of how many matches you're going to get.
Exactly, because what is it? I'm trying to think of the saying. It's like maybe it's not a saying, but I guess it's basically you want to give like a good presentation from the get go. I guess you know.
Yeah, definitely. Like, because if people are swiping, I honestly, like, this is me, my personal thing, but like, you have 10 seconds to catch my attention when I'm swiping through profiles, or else I'm losing my voice too, you guys, or else I'm just gonna keep going left, like left swiping you. So, obviously, like I've come across profiles where they don't have any photos of themselves, only themselves. It's like group photos or photos of other things that aren't them, like their pets or their cars or I don't know, stuff that they like to do, which is cool. You can have some of that on your profile, but like I want to see at least 3 good photos of you, just of you.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Because I saw like a video where like this girl was looking at this guy and he had a picture of him with his friend, but the
hmm
girl mostly was interested in his friend, so she started, you know, doing an investigation and was like, I rather want your friend, not you.
Honestly, not gonna lie, I've done that before. Like I've seen like Tinder profiles or like Bumble, whatever, and the guys are in a group photo, and I'm like looking, I'm like, okay, I like the one on like the left, and I'm like scrolling through, I'm like, oh my God, this profile isn't the one of the guy on the left, and I'm like, I might do a little bit of investigative research. I might find their Instagram. I might see who that is.
No, and girls are we're good at finding all that information, so don't try us.
Definitely, definitely. We will figure it out. And oh my God, my voice.
Are you still going through puberty?
Yes. Okay, I'm
Uh,
back after I just coughed. I muted myself that time. We'll keep it in because, yeah, so you guys can make fun of me in the
we
comments.
we we want to hear all raw.
Yeah, we want it raw, you guys. Give it, let me and oh my God, I can't
Uh,
talk. Let me and Lola give it to you raw. Oh my God. I feel so bad for you. You're probably gonna have to have so much editing in this episode.
Honestly, not really, because honest again, like as I always say on every episode, they want to hear unfiltered and honest and raw.
hmm Definitely.
But um, but of course, again with the pictures, like make sure you know you have that good lighting, a decent background, and of course show your face, and don't be so overly filtered because you know it's pretty obvious when people use filters.
Yeah, definitely. And if all of your photos have a filter on them, it's going to be really hard for anybody to tell, I'm sorry, but honestly, what you actually look like. And that's not like a huge problem because like I get people have their own insecurities and stuff like that, but I mean, I'm I'm buying this because of you. Like you're selling yourself to me, so I'm buying it and I want to see the product that I'm buying.
Exactly. I mean, like, and I won't lie, I use filters on my
Mhm.
pictures, but I don't do it to the point where like I'm
Unrecognizable.
yeah, basically.
Same. I mean, I honestly, oh my God, my voice again. I honestly probably use filters like almost every photo, but like again, like I'm not using it to where like you can't even tell actually what I look like. And another thing with Lola mentioned it earlier, the background. If you are like in your bathroom and like your mirror is disgustingly dirty, there's like hair all over the place, or like it looks like I don't know, like a dump, honestly. I'm gonna be scared of that. Like, I remember I swiped on a guy who had really dirty fingernails, and I was like, oh, maybe he just does like labor work or something, or like, I don't know, like manual labor. And I asked him, I said, what do you do? He goes, I drive for DoorDash.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was like, I was like, you drive for DoorDash? That's like your job, and your fingernails are that dirty? So that one was like gross.
Yeah, and like especially like I'm the type like I don't like messes, I don't like dirty people.
Hmm.
So if I can tell like your I can see your dirty room or like
Hmm.
as she said a dirty mirror, I'm be like, ew, you're gross.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's like because I feel like what your background is says a lot about you. If you're taking a picture of you in the woods and you're wearing hiking gear, I'm going to assume that you're an active person. If you take a picture of you on top of a pile of trash, I'm going to assume that you're honestly a dirty person. Like, and I mean, everybody has their dirty tendencies, but like, come on, you're selling yourself. You have to remember, like, honestly, let's not sugarcoat it. The point of having a dating profile is to sell yourself. And I hate to objectify people like that, but like, it's the truth. You're trying to sell yourself within 10 seconds or less on why you should swipe right.
And like I get it. Like people a lot of people say that they don't care about the physical appearance,
Mm.
but stop lying. Like a lot of
I
people actually
always,
do care for a little bit. Like I mean, I'm not saying that like oh be shallow and be like I don't want to date them because they don't have a six pack or they don't have big tits. Like come on.
yeah, we all know that everybody has their own personal tastes physically and like attractiveness wise of what you're attracted to. So, I mean, let's cut the bullshit, honestly. Like, come on. Um,
Honestly.
and then another thing that drives me nuts is when people post memes on their profiles, which unless they are top tier, fire, hilarious memes, I'm gonna be honestly disgusted.
Look, and I'm gonna be honest, as I always put in my profiles, like when I was doing the dating apps, I was like, honestly, I love comedy, so memes are actually the way to my heart. But
Mhm.
like, if you only have one picture of yourself and like all of the rest are memes, and I'm like, what the heck? Just like put pictures of yourself. Don't just put
Yeah,
memes.
definitely. Like I get that you like to have a good time. You're a fun having, fun loving, good time guy or gal or any identity that you identify yourself with. But like I need to know more about you. Like I need to see you. And like some of these memes are just freaking trash. Like I see a lot of like sex memes, especially from the older male community on like Tinder and Bumble, and I'm like, oh, like
What was the worst meme you've seen?
oh man, probably like I am a femdom myself, but it is so funny and weird when I see people who have femdom memes in their profiles. I'm like, why would you do that? I can't think of one in particular, but it's usually like like the truck stop. Um, I'm not sure how to explain it, but you know the truck stop woman? They use like the silhouette of the woman and it's like just her and like people put it on the back of their trucks or do you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
so that like icon, it'll be like that icon and like somebody bowing down to that icon or something. I'm like, you guys, come on.
Jesus Louise.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
And it's always usually the men that has like all the like
Mhm.
the turn off type of
Agreed.
stuff.
Because okay, so I feel like this is fact. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the amount of attractive women to attractive men is the ratio is completely off. That's just me thinking. I mean, I would assume that that's correct. It might be wrong, but so like you just, I'm trying like to not sound mean, which yeah, I don't even know where I'm gonna go with that. We'll just cut that one off.
Oh Lord.
Well, I mean, honestly, though, like I feel like as a woman, where we kind of like try to present ourselves in a really appealing way most of the time, and then I feel like men are kind of just like, let's do this.
Yeah, because of course, if you think about it, it's like I don't want to be like what's the word like stereotypical, but it's like usually it's the girls who are looking for like that long-term
Mhm.
commitment. So that's why they'll like present themselves better and put more effort into their profile, whereas a guy's just like, "Oh, look, you want to fuck or
Mhm.
something."
Definitely, I can definitely agree with that because as somebody who is on both sides of the dating app, because I am actively looking at all genders on there, I can definitely agree from like my own personal perspective that women on there are definitely putting in the extra effort to make a presentable profile because they are looking for something more long term, which isn't always the case,
Yeah.
but most of the time, from my personal perspective.
And what's also like, as being like also too, like I look at both sides, but as a female, you're being approached by like the girls, and they're like, "Oh, me and my husband,
Oh.
you know."
You already know how I feel about that.
Yeah, they're like, "We're looking for a fun
Ah!
time."
It literally, you guys, we're gonna have to make another episode on that because that's a good topic point. That's a point that I cannot stand. But just to briefly summarize my feelings about that, I hate as a queer woman, um, being on dating profiles and seeing a straight couple on there looking for having fun with another woman who is gay, obviously, or bisexual or whatever. And that drives me nuts. I don't have a problem, though, personally, with people who are polyamorous and they like to have multiple partners. I think that's totally cool. But whenever you're specifically objectifying queer women for your sexual gain, it drives me absolutely insane.
It's just so disgusting. Like, where does it say on our profile that we want to have a threesome? Like,
Right.
nowhere.
And also, I do enough disappointing in my life. I don't want to disappoint two people at once. Okay. Thing that people are going to look for is if you pass the photo part of the dating profile and somebody has said, okay, these are good photos, I want to know more. They're going to look at your bio. Now, a good bio is to just have something lighthearted, fun, friendly, and a little bit about you.
Yeah. Look, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I
Mhm.
was straight up with my profile because I'm not gonna be those type of girls who, like, unfortunately, like some girls, like my size, plus size,
Mhm.
are bigger and all that, or just anybody in general who's very self conscious about their body.
Mhm.
They're only gonna show their face. Obviously, I would only show my face anyways.
Mhm.
I wouldn't show full body because I'm not comfortable. But then I would say in my profile, "Oh, I will be real. I am a big girl,
Mhm.
but don't come at me if you have a big girl fetish."
Right, definitely. I think it's definitely a good idea to put in what you're looking for or something that you're not looking for in your dating profile. Like I think it's totally fine when people are saying like not here for hookups or here for long-term dating or whatever, because that also helps trying to narrow down your dating pool, you know?
Yeah, and like I've had moments where like obviously I put in my profile like, and also don't send dick pics because I already see enough
Mhm.
dicks on NSFW Twitter.
Yes, we see enough dicks, please.
Yeah, and like again, we don't want unsolicited nudes and all that. And like I've had people who are like jokingly message, they're like, "So has anybody sent you a dick pic?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, and they just laugh about it like playfully.
Mhm.
Or again, like I would put in my profile, "Send me a meme," and they'll send a meme, or just if you put something like, again, like send me a joke or tell
Mhm.
me what's your favorite this and that, and that's how you can initiate a conversation.
Ooh, that's a very good point because I know people struggle to for the first message, like what do I send? And I think that's a good my voice again. I think that's a good sorry guys, I'm gonna cough in your ear all this whole time during the podcast. I'm not
Oh,
sick.
please cough on me, Meela, please.
And that one's for you guys. I'm not sick, I swear. This is how I sound every morning when I wake up because I smoke a ton of cigarettes throughout the day. Okay. Um, But yeah, like, because having something in your profile that can help initiate a conversation is going to be really helpful because a lot of people struggle with that. And like, oh, go ahead. I feel like you were going to say something.
Oh no, I was trying to breathe. Sorry. If you hear me breathing, it's because I'm out of shape.
Mood, if you hear me struggling, I mean, which you've heard all this podcast, I smoke a lot of cigarettes, okay, you guys? I'm also very out of shape. I'm very unhealthy. Um, But another thing that is a definite red flag is somebody who has this crazy, intense bio. I totally get when you want to narrow down your matches or people who swipe on you. Totally fine. Because I try to narrow mine down too as well. Like if you're not into, I refer to myself as a woman often, but gender fluid. If you're not into gender fluid people, don't swipe on me, blah, blah, blah. But like when somebody's like, I just got my heart broken. My wife left me. I have 2 kids and she took them. And I'm like, like that's a red flag for me. Like I'm not gonna swipe on that. And like another thing is like when somebody in their profile is like, it's totally fine if you're looking for dating only, but when you're like, I am only here for a serious commitment. Do not play games with me. Only looking for somebody loyal. I'm like, ugh.
That always cracks me up. They're like, I'm here for only serious inquiries. Don't bother message me if you're not serious. It's like you're just forcing it. Like,
Yeah, that's just, you're coming off too strong, man. Dial it back.
I know, like, I like. Not everybody in this day and age, unfortunately, are into looking for serious commitments. Anyways, like
Hmm.
you're gonna have luck finding that. I mean, not any luck finding that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and I can understand the anger because I'm sure at one point their bio wasn't like that, and it has just become like that over time because nobody was getting serious with them. But again, my voice again. Do not be so intense. It's literally something I avoid. You can have amazing photos. I'll be like, oh my God, this person is so hot. And I look at their bio, and their bio is 2 paragraphs long. It's everything about them. And then they're also saying in detail what they are looking for. Another thing, too, is like when people are like, I only swipe right on blondes or something like that. That is so weird.
That's fucking disgusting.
Right. I'm like, that is strange. Or like whenever they're like, short girls only swipe. I'm like, or like even for women, this is something women do a lot actually. So women, I'm coming for you right now, is whenever they're like tall guys only. Shut the fuck up. Again, you can have your own preference, but like if do not judge somebody else if you don't want to be judged yourself. That's just what I mean to say.
And also, you'll have people talk about politics in their damn bio.
Oh, that is so weird. I totally get if you want to be like, I'm this way, so don't swipe me if you're this way. But it's just like, it's kind of like, I feel like, I don't know. For me, I can still get along with people who have a little bit of a disconnect with my personal views. You don't have to believe everything that I believe, but it's just like, again, you're coming off too intense.
I know exactly. Like, how do you think that like people are just gonna all of a sudden just agree with everything that
Hmm.
you stand for, or like, especially if, like what you stand for is totally wrong? Like, come on, we are gonna get called out on it.
Yeah. You know, you guys, the secret is you make them fall in love with you first, and then you talk about your political views. No, I'm kidding, you guys. Don't do that.
God, I don't like talking about politics, so like I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, same. I'm like, it's honestly just like lately, real talk, it's just been heartbreaking. So like, let's keep it light and fun. Let's keep it light and fun. Keep your bio light and fun because we are all struggling in this climate right now, and you know, we just want to have some light, fun, good-hearted, fun times, you guys.
I know. Like, tell me. I want to know what's your favorite ice cream flavor because ice cream is my favorite dessert ever. Everybody that knows me knows I love
Mhm.
ice cream.
You do love ice cream, and I got some ice cream the other day when I went shopping, and I was thinking of you. I was like, oh, Lola loves ice cream.
Oh my God, I'm always on someone's mind. See, I'm so hypnotizing everybody. See, I got that love.
Oh my God, the hypno kick is coming through. Um, so let's say that you hypothetically have passed the visual inspection, you have passed the literacy inspection. Now we're moving on to the messaging a match.
Can I say something?
Yes.
This almost sounds like we're like in a job interview, like getting hired for a job.
Almost is kind of like, because I feel like job interviews do this almost too. Like, they're like, can I see your LinkedIn? Can I see your Facebook? And I'm like, please no. But messaging a match, send something nice, you know, like let's have a nice message. Don't be too boring and also don't be too vulgar.
Yeah, don't just be like, "Hi,
Yeah, that
how are you?"
like I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you match with somebody who's attractive, just in general, like man, woman, any gender, and you find and they are attractive, like you know that they're hot, they I can almost guarantee you they have 1,000 messages that just say, "Hey." So you're you've just struck out. If you send somebody, "Hey," and you get a reply, I'm surprised. I'm sorry, but I'm surprised.
Like, and also like you also have the guys who are like, hey sexy, hey
Ugh.
beautiful. Like, okay, I understand that you think I'm good
Mhm,
looking, but like don't just come off like hey beautiful, hey sexy. I just know that you just want to fuck. That's all you want, or nudes.
mhm, and some people don't like to be called endearing names like that because, like, again, you we'll keep that in, that's fine. Again, you don't know somebody's history. Like, for me personally, I love when people call me handsome. Call me handsome. Whenever I get called beautiful, I'm like, ugh, come on. So you never know what people like to be called. So, I mean, if I were you, I would kind of maybe admit the name calling in a way. Like, I don't know, starting off with like
you,
sexy and beautiful, and that's weird.
you hear that, everybody? So everybody on Twitter,
Mhm.
go comment hey handsome on Meela's tweet.
Please, please, and thank you. I'll be waiting.
Hey, hey handsome daddy.
This is the way I'm going to be able to tell who listens to the podcast. So if you listen to the podcast, go comment on my photo. Hey, handsome. Slide into my DMs. No, I'm kidding. Please don't do that.
Oh, I was like, you're just gonna start something
I
there.
know. I'm such an antagonizer. It's not even funny. But um another thing, like Lola said, if you have something in your bio that's a talking point, it is nice to go off of that. So if you match with somebody who's like, um, would you rather do this or this? And it's like a fun topic starter. You can answer that topic as like your first introduction message. I think that's a fun time. Or like, or it's nice for me if you had taken notice of my profile and you were like, hey, I see that you do art or something like that. That's really cool. Can you tell me more about it or something, you know?
Oh yeah, it's but like I have an example of that because I have put in my profile that I was learning a certain
Hmm.
language, and then they messaged me. They're like, "Oh, how's it going learning this and that?" I'm like, "Oh, it's not too bad. Just starting a conversation." I was surprised I actually like read the entire
Yeah,
profile.
that's another thing. Like if you have something in your bio and somebody comments on what's in your bio, that is like a green flag for me because you took the time to read my bio, which is awesome.
Yeah, so you can like there is certain things in your bio or your pictures that you can tell that they actually took their time to read or look at or notice.
Definitely. And that's going to be something that is exciting for me to know that you have taken the time to investigate me. Like, not in a creepy way, that sounded weird. Investigate me. But like, you just, I guess you were a decent person and read my profile, and that's cool.
And like I don't know if like this kind of goes with the topic, I
Mhm.
guess, but I'm just gonna kind of throw it in with like the whole messaging. Like, yes, creators are on Twitter and interacting with their fans or followers.
Mhm.
It's not a an open invitation to just message us and be like, oh,
Ugh.
I want to be with you, or like this Twitter is not a dating app,
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, let's get that situated before. Hold on, let me cough real quick. Okay, I'm back. Let's get that situated really quick. Um, There are dating apps specifically for that reason, to date or to find somebody. For me personally, I'm not on Twitter to look for a relationship. So please do not treat my Twitter. I'm saying this like so everybody knows who listens to the podcast. I am not actively seeking a partner on Twitter. And most people aren't.
And especially, and I'm not either. Like,
Mhm.
Mila knows how much I hate the
Yep.
world, and like I'm very like anti-relationship because I just
Yep. And that's
just because we sorry
no,
to
you're
cut you
fine.
off. Just because we tweet certain stuff like, oh, if you're my partner you'll expect this and that, or just like examples of like love or this and that, doesn't mean that we're like, oh please someone come be with me.
Yeah, it's honestly Twitter is just my horny diary. So this is not like most of it, at least, do not isn't to be taken seriously, and it isn't. My Twitter is not if the shoe fits, if you know what I mean. Like because I said this does not mean just because it fits your shoe size does not mean to message me about it.
Yeah, like again, like our Twitter is a separate life compared to how we actually are in real life or on dating
Oh yeah,
apps.
like I would say like my dating app personality because again, you're selling yourself is a little bit different than my IRL personality, and then also my Twitter personality is completely 100,000% different. You guys only on Twitter see maybe like 10% of like my how I actually am, you know?
Yeah, like the way I act as well, like that's not how I act in real life. Like in real life I'm just like sheltered at home and just
Mood.
like don't touch
Yes,
me.
agreed. um, so also, I'm gonna say this because I think it's true, but people are gonna lose interest rather quickly if you so this is kind of a hard thing to do is trying to find the right time to switch from messaging on a dating app to like messaging through your phone or through Snapchat or Instagram. Instagram is the safest route because Instagram is public. So if you want to like get to know somebody a little bit better, some people aren't comfortable giving out their phone number, but people are going to lose interest quickly. If I've been talking to you, from my personal perspective, if I've been talking to you on a dating app for the past 2 weeks, like why haven't we moved this somewhere else? You know?
Like, and I'm kind of separate from that. I'm like opposite. Like, I don't want to give out my info until we've talked a little while because I don't trust you. Like the amount of people I've blocked after like giving them an Instagram or phone number or Snapchat, I'm just like, oh, blocked you after the next day.
Yeah, also, what is with people like that? So like people who are on dating app and they seem really cool on the dating app, and then as soon as they get your personal information, they turn into a different person. They're like a freak. Like, let me get your Snapchat and immediately sends you a dick pic.
Ugh, that's why, like, I honestly will lie. Like, I'll tell people
I don't have Snap.
that I don't have a. Yeah, I'm like, I don't have this and that, but I'm like, I've had this for like 5 years.
So, I mean, honestly, same. Like, I have a personal Instagram, I have a personal Snapchat, I have obviously I have a phone number. I'm not going to give that stuff out to people who I don't really know that well.
And also like again with the whole like trying to talk more than like messaging, the people who try to freaking FaceTime you all of
Ugh.
a sudden on the damn app.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I'm okay. So I get why people want to FaceTime, and I get why people want to do like the video call through the dating apps because they've installed that feature now. I appreciate that because it is a safety measure, but you have to make sure the other person wants to talk to you like that first. You know what I mean? Like, if we just started, like, if you match with me and we get the match and it's set, and I'm like, hey, you're like, hey, and then you just call me, I'm blocking you. Like, I don't know you. Don't call me.
Yeah, there was like a one time where I talked to this guy and like we only had like had said like probably like 10 things to each other and he was already trying to like FaceTime or call and I was like,
Ugh, I
no.
hate that. I hate that so much because I would say that with women in particular, you need to set a very comfortable setting for them. And that's one thing that is a red flag for me. Like if I had given you my phone number and as soon as I give you my phone number, you're like FaceTiming me without even asking me first. And I've had this happen to me before, like where you just keep calling me and I just keep declining. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Stop.
Especially when she's sleeping. Don't
Oh,
do
you
that.
guys. Whoever has ever had to face the end of my wrath from me waking up because you've woken me up, yikes, that's not a good time for you.
Also, like when someone sends you a picture of themselves like a selfie, they're like they expect one back. I'm like, the
Oh yeah,
fuck?
that's gross. Like I personally, for me, like I try to make it as comfortable for people as possible. If I send somebody a photo, I always let somebody know, like, I'm sending you this photo, but you do not have to send me anything back. Like, just so you know, just so we have it established. Because there's so many times whenever I felt like I had to do something because the other person did something, and it's uncomfortable. It's a bad taste, it puts a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I don't like that. Like, let's just honestly, consensually agree to everything. Like, hey, would you like to call me? Let's practice this, okay, you guys? Are you guys listening? Hey, would you like to FaceTime with me one day? Sure. Let's FaceTime. On. Let's FaceTime on. Let me find a date here. On the 25th, you guys. Okay? See how easy that was? Instead of just fucking picking up the phone, you got their number and you start calling them. Don't do that.
And this brings me to like another topic we're gonna talk about is consent.
Definitely. People think consent's only limited to sexual acts. It's not, If I don't want to be harassed by you calling me 24/7, I don't want to see photos of you that you didn't ask permission to send me first. Like, and also too, like, I'm not going to send you stuff that I didn't have your consent to see. Like, you didn't give me consent. So, consent, you guys. It's,
Especially like when the person like they're like, oh, I sent you all these pictures. Why aren't you sending me one? I'm like, I didn't ask you to send all these pictures.
that's another thing, that kind of goes in hand with consent because you're guilt tripping somebody because you sent them something and you expect something in return. That's not altruistic. You're not being a nice person because you think you sent something because you're nice and you're going to get something back because you're nice. No, I'm going to pummel you into little tiny pebbles. I'm just going to make you little pebbles. So we're going to get into another part too that is a little bit overwhelming for people on dating apps is whenever you are, because we've already mentioned the calling and kind of pushing a boundary there. But another thing is too, is whenever you are spam messaging and like asking too many questions, gives me a little heebie-jeebies.
Or like if you just only give like one word type of thing, you're like, oh, okay.
I know what you're doing there.
Okay.
Okay. I hate that too. Like there's a good middle bound, like a middle meeting in the middle of sharing information. So whenever you're talking to somebody, it's good to have the conversation flowing. You don't want to, like, if I'm giving you a decent amount of information to work off of and you're just giving me one word replies, God, why did I give you my number? But like also if you are like we'll say me, for instance, if I'm sending you a ton of information, like paragraphs about something, which is totally cool to type in paragraphs if the conversation is allowing it, read the room, if somebody's sending you paragraphs and you're enjoying it and you sending them paragraphs, that's cool. But if somebody is like just oversharing, it's just like, okay, chill out, weird.
I know, don't tell me about your life story about like how badly your girlfriend broke your heart. Like tell me about that like after if like we've actually clicked and had more conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's cool it's fine to divulge a little bit of personal information. Like for me, for that example, I would say, yeah, I've got burned in the past. That's fine. Just say that. You don't have to be like, yeah, my ex-girlfriend, she like took all of my stuff and she tried to burn my house down. And I'm like, I am so traumatized from that. It's cool to have trauma. It's totally fine. We all have trauma, but like whenever you just met somebody, it's a little much, it's a little heavy.
Like again, like we're not gonna judge you for the trauma you've gone through. Everyone has gone through some type of trauma in their life.
Yeah, definitely. We all understand. I would say most of us, unless you are a narcissist, understand that everybody has had trauma and the way that they deal with it and work through it is their own personal way. But like again, this is something that I would like to talk about on our next episode as well. But like consenting to listening to somebody's baggage, because some people cannot mentally handle that. Like some people cannot mentally handle listening to somebody else talk about their trauma. Like, and that's totally fine. That's so totally fine and cool. Like, if you personally cannot handle listening to something or like you're triggered by something that somebody's telling you, that is totally fine. I feel like if you're going to go into a deep, heavy topic, be like, hey, is it okay if I talk about this, or something like that? Like, that's so cool. Do that.
Yeah, and like again, like that person is not your therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's therapy or there's all these services for a reason if you actually need help or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Like I'm like for me as a partner, I will be here to support you, but I cannot navigate your personal traumas. I cannot sort that out for you like that. And also if you are making that your partner's job, you're kind of crappy. I'm just going to say that. If you're forcing your partner to navigate through your problems and try to make them the cure for you, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, you're just ruining them as well.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Agreed. So yeah, I mean, can you think of anything else that we need to add to this, to the dating profile etiquette?
I think we've pretty much covered it all.
Sweet. So to recap, nice photos of you, no weird stuff, no memes, unless they're fun memes. What are you doing over there? I can hear you ruffling around.
Sorry, I have to rely on using earbuds because I cannot afford a mic for podcasting unless someone wants to graciously buy us some mics.
Support the Patreon. That's fine.
Don't send dick pics or nudes.
No dick pics, only cash. Shit. To recap, Nice photos of you, only you. Group photos are fine, but if you're not the hottest one in the group, you're self-sabotaging.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. It's true. Like, I mean, if like there's some group photos I'm not going to post of myself because I mean, I don't there might be somebody else in my group photo that is hotter than me. That's fine. I know where I stand, okay? Like let's be realistic. Okay, you guys, if you self-awareness, I'm just going to say that. Do you guys have any self-awareness? I'm self-aware of
Oh.
my own issues. At least I would like to think so. But yeah, good photos, a nice lighthearted bio. Something that's not, oh, another thing, not overly cliche or not overly done, like just a Jim looking for his Pam. Like, come on, you guys. The Office, oh, I'm not even going to say it because my opinion will be torn to shreds. So moving on. Um, and then messaging a match, kind of try to be a cool person. Simply, just be cool.
Yeah, it's not that hard, people. Like,
Mhm.
we all learn one way or another.
Yep, definitely. We all make mistakes. So, I've made mistakes before in the past. There's been matches that I've had where it didn't go well because of me. So, we've all been there. So, just learn.
Here's a question I
Yeah.
want to ask. Would any of y'all want to hear some of our experiences of any dating or
Ooh.
dating app mishaps?
Yeah, if you guys want to know, let us know in the comments because it's easier for us to read YouTube comments than it is to sort through Twitter.
Oh yes, yes, it's so much easier there.
I'm sorry. This podcast is like the undoing of Meela. It's fine. We'll keep that in. Or maybe not. Maybe Lola will edit it out.
You're giving me so much editing to do.
I'm sorry. Maybe it'll be blooper content. Just a compilation of me burping. I'll sell that one for $20 a pop.
Get us a new mic.
Yeah, get us a new mic. Yeah. So we got a ton of Q&A for this episode. So we're going to break it up into two. We're going to do some Q&A for this episode, and we're going to do Q&A for our next episode, whenever we record that. We are recording and then we are like posting like way ahead. So our dates and times are kind of off. So if you guys asked us a question and you didn't hear it on this episode, it'll be on the next episode, and the next episode will be in 2 weeks. I think 2.5 weeks. I don't know. We'll get there. So, Lola, do you have the questions or you want me to pull them up?
You can pull them up.
Okay, let's see. Where am I? So this one was a question for me. Little back story. I was having my Christmas lights cut, and somebody was cutting my Christmas lights, or at least I thought so. And I also had my car egged, and I posted on Twitter, and I thought somebody was messing with me. I know that somebody threw the eggs, but it turned out that the Christmas lights were actually a rabbit. So the question was, did you ever figure out who was messing with you? It was rabbits. What is the way that you use to explain your identity to cis people? So for me personally, I just say that I'm gender fluid, and I enjoy, if we didn't have to put labels on objects like this perfume is for men or this deodorant is for women, I wouldn't have to do that really. Because I like what I like. And that's simply what it really comes down to, is I like what I like. But since we've labeled things as masculine and feminine, I just say that I'm gender fluid. So, and then I just say that I'm queer because I like everybody. Whatever you identify with, I don't care as long as you're a good person. How do you?
Aw, she's so sweet.
Thank you. How do you explain yourself? Because I think that you call yourself bi, if I'm right.
Yeah, I just tell people I swing both ways. I'm gonna be honest. I'll straight up be like, yeah, I go both ways. Even though I will say I lean more towards men as I vomit as I say that. But when it comes to girls, I am more attracted to the masculine femme type.
That's me, you guys, just so you know. I am Lola's ideal type.
Yeah, no one can have her. She's mine.
You guys heard it here first. Next question. Being called mommy or daddy? You can answer that one first.
I mean,
I don't think you like either.
I don't like either, to be honest, because the mommy thing throws me off. But like, I'm not gonna be like, don't call me mommy or something like that. But like, I'd rather not be called it. And when it comes to daddy, I'm like, I'll joke with like my friends. I'm like, who's your daddy now?
I I do the same. I joke a lot about them. But I also don't mind being called either of them. You know, call me mommy, call me daddy. I honestly don't care. Again, gender fluid, call me whatever. Um,
You're such a daddy,
oh,
Meela.
thank you. I mean, thank you, kitten.
Oh God.
Um, this one was a question on Twitter. Should we say at names or should we just not say at names whenever people ask us on Twitter?
For now, let's
Okay,
not.
that's cool.
You know.
Yeah, if you guys ask us questions on Twitter and you want your at name to be in there, let us know. But the question was, do you have a hard time finding intelligent conversation? You can answer that one first.
Um, it. I guess I could say kind of. Not really, because honestly, I'm not that bright when it comes to
Oh,
conversations.
shut up.
Um,
Lola
uh,
is so much smarter than me, you guys. I wish you guys knew.
stop lying. Don't even
No,
start.
it's so true. Like, okay, I would say that our intellect is different, but like it helps each of us, you know? Um, I feel like I know more about taxes. You know more about apps. You know what I mean?
So basically, Mila's the old
Yep.
lady, and I'm like the Gen
Yep.
Z or something.
Definitely, definitely. Lola is more hip and up to date, so I always rely on her to keep me informed. Like literally, I rely on her to tell me the news. I'm like, "What's the news?" And Lola relies on me to like tell her the Constitution.
Please read me my rights.
I'm on it. Um, fuck. Four score and 7 years ago. That's the Gettysburg Address, you guys.
So here's like the latest fashion on Instagram.
That is so funny. Or like, here's the latest music that just dropped. I'm like, hell yeah, send me the links. Because I literally don't keep up to date. But I would say that I could probably say for both of us that it's hard to find maybe opposing intellect for each of us. Because, I mean, it's cool to have something in common with somebody. Like, I love history, so it's cool that somebody else loves history. But, like, I also want to know something that you are really knowledgeable about and that you are passionate about. Like, if you're passionate about, I don't know, it could be anything like cars, cooking, you know? Tell me about it. I like that, you know?
And I'm like into like the dumb, funny stuff. Like I want to hear like what's the funniest thing that happened to you, or like tell me it again, like memes, jokes. Like I'm into like the lighthearted stuff. Like I'm not into always being serious all the time, and like I just want to have fun. Like the type of person I want to be with is someone who we can just crack jokes, roast each other. Like I've been told that I'm a savage at
Oh, yeah.
roasting, so you
Oh, yeah.
know.
It is so funny. It literally comes out of nowhere. Oh, jeez. So next question. If magic was real, what spell would you try to learn first?
You can go first.
Honestly, I looked at these questions last night and I'm drawing a blank, but I'm going to try to think of one really quick. A spell that I would like to learn first, maybe like a redo spell, like something I can, like, let's say I woke up and I spilled coffee all over myself. I want to go back 2 minutes and redo that so that way I don't have to spill coffee on myself.
What kind of spell would I want? I mean, I guess like uh um I'm bad at these type of things. Like I guess like a healing spell, I guess,
Ooh.
or you know, like to heal those who like desperately need it. Like it could be either physical or emotionally, mentally.
That is so sweet. I love it.
Stop it. I'm supposed to be tough. Just kidding.
Mine just I picked out the worst spell. I would like to go 2 minutes back in time. That's the spell I picked out, really.
I mean, it's kind of fitting with you because you're
I am. I
clumsy.
am so clumsy. I'm dropping stuff all the time. Like I'm breaking stuff. I'm covered in bruises all the time, you guys. Like I'm always like running into stuff. It's unreal. Um, what habit do you have now that you wish you would have started much earlier?
Huh. What would you say?
Honestly, like, I just moved out, you guys. I'm in my own apartment right now, and I say like the habit, this is sad, the habit that I just started would literally be picking up after myself immediately when I'm done. In the past, I would kind of like let things sit there for maybe a couple hours. Like I'll get it when I get back up to go pee or something like that. But like now I'm like, if I finish eating, I put the plate down. I'm like, nope, gotta take it right to the trash. So that's something I kind of wish I developed a little bit earlier. Um, just because honestly, it has made my life a lot easier if I just pick it up as soon as I'm done.
Yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense. For me, I guess it would be what was it? I almost had it. I guess it'd be God, I'm like bad with these like on the spot. I mean, I did see the questions, but like I'm again like she's drawing a blank. I guess it would be um being more positive, I guess, honestly, because Mila knows exactly like what I'm talking
Mhm.
about. Um, I am very, very hard on myself, but like recently I've been trying to start to be like a little bit slowly but surely be more positive about things and myself and just stuff like
Like,
that.
I wish everybody could see it. Lola has gone through such a transformation, like from when I first started to know her to like now. Like, I'm just gonna say it. You've done so many things that I'm like just so proud of you, and I love you.
Oh, she's gonna make me cry, you guys, but real gangsters
Real
don't
gangsters
cry.
don't cry. Uh, yeah, until you watch Fruits Basket, okay?
Stop it. Uh, oh my God. If anybody watches, I cannot wait for next month, the final season. I saw the trailer. I know I'm going to cry. It's going to be so good.
You know it's good because Lola never cries. Like at stuff like at TV shows and stuff like that. At least from how long I've known her, I've never heard of her ever crying at anything except for Fruits Basket. So,
Yeah. Like, I mean, there are some things that make me emotional, but I'm not going to tell everybody. I'm like, I get like just even water. I just like my eyes get watery. Just like I like the cutest thing ever.
oh. um, so next question. If you had to give yourself a nickname, which would it be?
A
Hmm.
nickname. Hmm. I guess it would be the name that I use on Twitter, honestly,
Cool, definitely.
because obviously Mila knows my name. I hate my name so
I
much. Oh
love
my
it. I think
gosh.
it's such a nice name. Like I wish that was my name.
No, you don't. I hate it so much. Ugh.
Um, I honestly it's so hard for me to pick out a name for myself. I literally was just going through this because I just made a TikTok, you guys, and I've been trying to find some more of like a gender neutral personality, like a gender neutral name, and I was struggling. But like for a nickname, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to think. Like this is gonna be the question that like stumps me because I'm like,
What about the one I gave you the other day?
Mark,
Mark.
yes, you guys. Wait, I don't know. Yeah, if I said that on a podcast, I don't know if I could say that on a podcast. I'm getting a happy trail, you guys.
That's so hot,
Thank
Mark.
you. Oh God. Yeah, so that's my new nickname, you guys. I'm only gonna be called Mark. Or I guess you guys can call me by my long name, Marcus.
Daddy Marcus.
Does Mark have any other long names? Mark is short.
Mar-
Oh
Markeith.
yeah, you're right. Marco.
Polo.
Hell yeah. I'm looking it up just to see if there's any other ones.
Do 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 do
Yeah,
do.
cover the dead
Jeopardy.
air for me, please. There's nothing else. There's not another name that I'm familiar with where it would be a short or a nickname for. But yeah, so that's my new nickname, you guys.
So now, Mila's gonna now be called Mama Mark or
Yes,
Daddy
please.
Mark.
Ooh. Um, but we're not gonna answer any more questions. We did get more, but because we want to save some of them for the next episode. And I actually kind of went over our question limit because I only saved us two questions left.
I feel like what would be fun to do if I feel like everybody would enjoy if we do just literally an episode. it could be like a short episode where we just literally just answer questions like what everyone wants to know
Yeah,
about
that would be
us.
so fun. You guys, send us. We actually got a ton of questions this time. Like, I honestly, I think it might have been the same person sending a bunch of questions. Totally fine. Or just, that's cool. You know, we'll answer them, like, whatever. We like answering questions. So thank you. So yeah, you guys, like, we love answering questions. Send us questions, please, on my Curious Cat.
And it'll be fun. I actually like answering, even though like I'll like zone out and be like, you know.
Duh. Crap. So yeah. That's it for the questions. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode. We hope you guys had kind of a good time. We were kind of a little bit more relaxed and lighthearted in this episode. I also was struggling to maintain my voice through half of the episode. But yeah, I don't have my outro pulled up. Lola, cover for me.
You know, you guys, you can find us at Twitter at Love with Lola and at Mama Meela. You know, we take
Yep.
Q&As, and you can also listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and even Google Podcasts. If you know, for everybody who uses Android, and of course at YouTube at Domception.
I know the way you said that because I always say Domception podcast. So yeah, we hope you guys come and hang out with us again in the next episode. Oh yeah, and our Patreon. We have Patreon. Did we say that? Did you say that?
No, we haven't gotten any Patreons, you know. I mean, unless you know, I'm just throwing it out there. If you guys want to help us, you know, better our podcast, especially with the audio, you guys can hit up Mama Mila's links and send money for a new mic.
Definitely.
You know?
On my Twitter bio and all my links, it's like the little link that I have on my profile. You can see my Cash App, my Ko-fi. I think it's Ko-fi, PayPal. Coffee.
I think it's coffee.
You guys, okay, real quick. I know that I'm getting older because I am messing up the proper nouns of things. Like, I always call McDonald's Walmart. I don't know what's going on with me.
What?
I feel like that's like something a dad does. Like, I can't say the name of this one restaurant that's nearby that my dad always butchers because then you guys will know my location. But he would call it DeFalecios, and that is not the name of the restaurant. But yeah, so if you guys want to send us a tip, that would be great. So we can get new mics, get a nice setup going on. Hopefully this episode audio quality is much better. We took a lot more time to separate it and work on it. So yeah, we hope you guys enjoy this episode. Bye, guys.